then I do that. There's a few extra things I need to do. Come on, baby. There we go. That goes down. That goes down. And that should work. I'll just do this. Test. Just confirming. Yeah.
That's good.
We're all working. We're all working. It's all working. Fucking A, man. This is how we roll. Alright. Welcome in, everybody. I'll start recording now before anyone reminds me.
Good
Boom.
job.
Yeah, good job.
Remember to record. Okay.
Remember to report, I mean record. So how's everybody's week going so far? Welcome in, everybody, by the way. But how's everybody's week going so far?
Is it Friday yet?
Where am I?
It's so much good work. I have group meeting and deliverables every day. Like I'm not chilling at all. I come here, I work. After this, I'm gonna work. Technically, it's like load shedding at 10, but I'm gonna still be working.
Is that daylight from your windows?
Yeah.
When does the sun go down there?
Like 8. Of course, 8. I don't know. I don't know time at this point. I just
They're
be
very
there and
far
then
away.
I look and then.
Good lord.
I mean, to
okay.
be fair, if you could see, you'd see that there's the mountain right there. It's very nice.
It's very nice.
It's very nice view. It's very beautiful. It's very nice. You know, you got that like view. To be fair, I'm on the bottom floor, but if I was like, you know, third floor or something, it'd be like,
And
oh,
they're really pretty.
yes,
Yeah.
like I would be taking pictures like every day, bro. It's just like that'd be my WhatsApp status, eh? Crazy.
Massive, like these massive windows.
Yeah. If you look to the side there, you can see UCT is on fire right now. The students, they're not very happy, eh? It's crazy. But other than that, very nice.
That's amazing. Now, are you studying at UCT?
I'm studying at Red and Yellow, which is like a small private uni that does like marketing. So it's literally like a block. So I walk down the road and then I'm on the other side of the building, and I just have to walk up.
Oh, okay.
But if I opened my door and stepped out into this little lane here, I can look up and just see my uni.
Constant
sometimes when I leave-
reminder.
Nice.
I leave, and then I see people standing on the balcony smoking cigarettes and shit, and I'm like, oh, people are already there.
Oh, okay. Awesome. All right, so let's start this off. Just a precursor thing. Story about monsters. This is a game about monsters and people being monsters. Doesn't necessarily reflect the people portraying these monsters. I'm not so sure about Jan Hendrik. He's a monster in his own right. He is. And yeah, so what happened last week? Fill us in. Anyone?
Alright. Okay, so JJ, law enforcement, specific people, weren't they abused power, mob justice, and up until now, patrolling groups. One side of town, or the closer railroad is specifically being patrolled. Tonight is the night of their event. Martha and Elsie sell your animals. The big fat pig is really gross.
Timothy.
Tiffany gave us soaps. I helped Martha clean the dishes. And Hendrik and Luan, oily smell of meat. And Hendrik books, Luan experiments. Poison in drinking supplies, that was an option. Jan Hendrik burned his skin with his hand when he touched the pot. Martha found a blue cat, and then it was a black and white cat. And then I called the cat Roberta. And then we started to dress up. And then there were 20 to 30 people, and then was wine, juice, and champagne. I go to Henry, big entrance, blah blah blah. Bloemfontein, city of magnificent roses. Crowd is like enraptured by Henry. Clean drinking water to all. And then Elsie gets Jan Hendrik drunk and hums while we sit outside. Luan talks about extracting blood with a pump from animals. And then the animal blood gives us the ability to hear and speak to animals. Ta-da! That was
Ta-da!
like my shorthand as well, which was pretty bad. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's good.
Someone
That's
else can give
good.
us better.
That's insane.
So, this is about an hour or two later. The party has quietened down. Some people have left. And you can see Henry just walking around mingling with the people. And it seems like he's getting... There's a certain... He's getting more excited, sort of. It seems like he's getting younger as the night goes on. You know, he's getting a little bit more energetic, a little bit more glowy, and all of that. So this would be the perfect time if any of you want to talk to him about certain things. There's not a lot of people left, and it's reasonably safe to talk to him about whatever you want to. Tiffany is nowhere in sight.
How drunk am I?
You
like,
passed.
fuck.
You passed out.
No, okay. No, man.
Oh yeah, he's drunk as shit. That's
I mean,
true.
if you do wake up, you're not gonna feel good. I mean, you could roll a rouse check to see if you wake up from your drunken stupor.
He wants to murder. Or get murdered.
Rouse check. Rouse. Oh, here, not there. Almost there. Here we go.
How are we feeling as the sun starts to set?
That's a good question.
As the sun starts to set, you're feeling a lot more comfortable. It is like, it's not... Okay, here's the explanation. When you're outside in the sun, it's like you've just woken up with the sun on your face. You're like, what the hell? Okay.
Yes.
But you're kind of used to it by now. Luckily, humans, or whatever you are really adaptable. So, it's a slight irritation, but... I mean, it's like that whole thing, if you hear a noise constantly go off somewhere in your apartment, you eventually just don't hear it anymore.
Yes.
Like, the moment it stops, you're like, wait, what's wrong? What's wrong? So, I'd say by now you'd be used to it. You've had enough exposure to it. You still feel uncomfortable when you wake up in the mornings and you approach the sun and everything, but this being the second morning yesterday, we'd say you feel like you've gotten used to it quicker. But you are generally more tired during the day, even though you had a good night's sleep in. Jan Hendrik, you're awake.
I am awake.
You're a little bit groggy.
Okay.
Not as... I don't know if your character ever drank before this. Okay.
Oops.
Okay. So... you sort of feel like shit. Yeah. Mouth is a bit dry. You've got a slight headache, and your mouth is dry, very dry. And you wake up in the arms of Elsie.
I feel like shit. Hello?
Hi. Would you like
Where
some
am I?
nature? Sitting outside.
No. Oh. That's not. I wanted. I wanted to talk to Mr. Vampire Man. Um, oh, wait, didn't I talk to you before passing out?
To me? About what?
I don't know. Can't remember. Um.
One of the workers walks past you and hands you a cross. One of the waiters.
Thank you.
Orange juice. And he hands you a cross.
Yeah. I don't want it. I don't want more of those demon juice. Um.
Do you want to go speak to Henry?
Yes. Oh.
Okay. May I help you up? Wait.
You know, I am a vampire hunter. I can stand up on myself. And
Roll me
she's
Dex and Athletics, please.
Oh shit.
As he says that, he stumbles a bit.
I grab him.
You grab him. I am a vampire. What the hell? Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I basically makes his jacket.
I help him. I like make him look naked.
Make him look
Yeah,
naked
that's
and
fine.
everything.
I'm a vampire hunter.
Yeah. You've mentioned that.
Let's go talk to that Dracula man.
Maybe let's turn it down a bit.
What do you,
Like, yo, like fucking, you're a bit much. He's been shouting at people about orange juice, starting them with crosses, and like, just mingle, speak to people. You get more information by like not asking questions directly.
Roll me a willpower there, please, Mr. Jan Hendrik.
willpower?
Choice.
You feel something wanting to come up, but you fight that feeling.
Oh wait a minute.
Oh my goodness, just other way. I cannot. This red dress is way too beautiful.
It's all about focus. Focus. Okay. I'm good. I'm good.
He lets out a burp.
Oh.
Do you want to know what you smell?
Yeah.
Orange juice.
Actually, you let out a burp. It smells like blood.
That's gonna sound so weird. Is it like nice for me since I want blood?
It smells just like blood would smell.
Like coppery.
Yeah, like coppery, the blood
Metal.
tinge, metal, coppery. Yeah.
I'm good.
It's like a stomach ulcer or something. I would not know what that is. Do you have like a bloody nose or something? And I like look into his nose.
Wait, like we need to get to Henry.
Okay. But seriously, just like calm down. Just like have a conversation with the person.
Okay. And the first person that basically walks past is like, hello? Hello? I am Henry.
Mm-hmm. We know, sir.
Is my name.
Yes.
Now you might leave again. See, it's not that hard. I can do it if I want to. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna need to practice. But alright, let me walk with you.
And back at the main hall, what are you all up to? Back at the main conference room area, living room area, what are you all up to? You are busy testing stuff, Mr. Luan.
I'm testing how clean the water is and the purity of the water. I'm basically just having a nice affirmative of how good this water is.
It's surprisingly good. Clear. Doesn't taste like water should taste, with that extra bit of grit in it. But it's clear.
Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And then I would probably go look for Henry.
Marta will also look for Henry.
Okay. He will make his way over to you first, Luan. And he's like, well, the
Marta
party...
is still,
Yeah?
Marta is still close by because she was talking to Luan about the pump.
Oh, so he's going to make his way over to you two.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, wow. As you can see, the party is, or the event, whatever we call this, is busy dying down, for lack of a better word. Maybe calming down. Maybe. And as you can clearly see, the water is quite clean.
Yes, I'm curious. Do you use a carbon-based filter to remove some of the impurities? And what chemicals to balance?
Believe it or not, it is carbon-based. And I'm experimenting with a different sort of like light that shines on the water.
Very
I just need to quickly Google if UV lights were a thing back then.
Nope.
It wasn't?
I don't think UV lights existed then. I can quickly look for you as well.
Thanks.
Marta will ask
Oh.
Henry though
Mm.
if
It discovered what? Sorry, there was no way to produce it, but ultraviolet light was discovered. Yes.
Okay. Yes?
Marta will ask Henry if there is anything she can do to prepare for eventually facing the vampires that turned us.
Well, you need to find them first.
Okay.
And
I
you
assume they're still in that house.
most likely. And you'll have to you have to most likely work as a team.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to single them out.
Okay. So we're still trying to get Elsie and Jan on board. But me, Luan, and JJ are kind of on the same page about this.
I haven't agreed to anything, but yes.
You're helping us test things, theories.
And what I am working on with the water, it's a carbon-based filter. Sorry, I had to... In his mind, he's like, I had to Google that quickly.
Yep.
It's a carbon-based filter, but I'm doing it... I'm calling it a triple filtration system. It's strange. It's like... I've got this semi-permeable membrane that's why the water is so clear and non-gritty. It goes through that twice, through a filter like that twice, and then the third filter is obviously, well, the last two filters is that, and the first filter is the carbon-based filter. Me trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Yes.
You're right. Ah, oh, that makes sense. Wow, to invent such a membrane. Usually the membranes we have, again, barely membranes, more like paper, filter papers and so on.
It's
But that's
essential.
impressive.
When I say membrane, I literally mean silk.
Yeah. Oh,
We force it through that at high
still,
pressures.
that's fascinating.
Yeah, at high pressure. Well, silk with a... let's call it silk. I have no idea what we call it. Sorry. Wait. Muslin paper? Muslin fiber? Something like that. Yeah.
Call it silk.
Mm.
Huh. At least you know what you're doing. That's great and stuff. Yes. Why are... Explain to me again, why did you change all of us into monsters? Well, not all of us, but you know what I mean. And why are we not fully blown vampires like you?
Oh, okay. And he mentions one of the waiters over, whispers something in their ear. They nod, and they move away. And you'll probably pick it up, but at this point, Elsie and Jan Hendrik walks into the room and walks over to you guys. He's like, now that the entire group is here. Oh. And a guy comes up to you, Mr. JJ, and says you can stop snooping around the people. Boss Henry wants to talk to you. Talk to you as a group.
Snooping. I was just conducting friendly conversations
Of course.
that I may or may not have written down notes.
Of course. Of course. And I take it you, Elsie, and Jan Hendrik gets there roughly at the same time. And Henry goes, so how are you all feeling? Have you processed yet?
I feel
Well-
like shit.
That's
Like
because
I,
the god
I, I
is
just
right.
I just want to put it out there that that's not normal orange juice.
Yeah, buddy, that's called alcohol.
And also,
Through a driver.
one day, I'm going to kill you.
Oh my god, what did I tell you?
I can't really remember.
I feel like at this point you know.
I'm gonna murder you.
How loud do you say that last sentence? I'm gonna kill you. How loud do you say it?
How loud is a drunk person? Very loud. I'm gonna kill you.
Remember, you're very sensitive. You know, you're hungover. It was your first hungover experience.
Yes.
But if you want to be loud, you can be loud. I'll allow it. Okay.
Okay.
And when you say that, it's like Henry just replies, yeah, you're fragile. Henry just replies almost as loudly, yes, killing people with kindness is the best way to go about in life. I agree with you.
I'm gonna kill you with kindness so hard.
There we go. That's amazing. That's amazing. Shall we retreat to a quieter place while my people are
Please.
ushering the other people out?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Please.
All right.
I think I saved that situation very, very, very well.
Of course you did.
No.
Of course you did. He takes you into a familiar bedroom for Elsie.
Oh Lord.
An orgy happening. I'm just kidding.
And he turns around And you feel yourselves sort of drawn to him, like you feel like you're more attentive. And he's like, okay, so any questions you want to ask?
What was in the
I'll
orange
ask one.
juice?
I'll ask one. It was alcohol. I can answer that question for you. That's very simple. But the question I have is, are you doing the... I feel like you're doing something. Are you, like, you had this on the stage. I was very focused. Well, I feel like I'm being focused. And it looked like everyone was very, very focused on what you were saying.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my abilities. One of the things I can do. I command attention sometimes when I want to.
Because he's a vampire. Guys, he's a
I think we,
vampire.
yeah, okay.
You're aware that it's good.
Not all vampires can do that, but yeah, it's their hunting.
So that's a...
Oh,
so
you've
that's
read
a-
up on us.
Of course.
What have you found out?
Well, there are ugly ones that can go invisible. There is blood mages. That is very intriguing. And I think there's also, I don't know, there's just very attractive ones that I don't know that everyone just keeps calling attractive and making rose gardens. So that's the three I know about.
Okay, okay. Are you sure the ones that go invisible are ugly?
It's what they say.
What
It's
was the words
apparently-
that was used? What were the words that were used?
Abominations.
Oh, okay, so probably ugly things. Okay.
Yeah, they were the ones that don't really look human. They're usually bald. If not, they usually have massive disfigurements.
Ah. Luckily,
like-
none of you've got massive disfigurements.
Goodness. No, it's almost like the book Dracula. Or Nosferatu as they call them. Well, I don't know what the clan is called.
Interesting, yeah. And to answer your previous question there, Marta, so that
Yes.
everybody hears, you'll have to single out a vampire. You cannot face one alone.
I can.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna kill you soon. May not be
Yeah.
today. May not be
Usually-
tomorrow.
I don't know if you saw how well it worked the last time you tried to do that, but I think clearly we should take the advice that he's giving.
Jan Hendrik was now like getting on his bed. He's like, I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna take you down. And he's just gonna lay there on his bed.
Henry, is there a way for you to, like, I don't know, use vampireness to remove the alcohol from his system?
Yeah.
I've read that your blood can heal things, but I don't know to what extent.
How fucked do you feel right now, Mr. Skulk? Mr. Santa?
This is basically the first time my character has ever had alcohol.
Something. Okay, so you feel shit.
Mm.
He looks at you. Are you thirsty?
Most likely like that.
Ja,
whole
droe bek.
experience.
Droe
Ja.
bek. Ja, jy droe
Ja.
cottonmouth.
Mm.
Well, I've got a grape juice that'll help with that.
I don't want anything you are.
And you
giving
can
me.
open the bottles to make sure there's nothing in it. It's just grape juice.
Oh, last time you gave me was orange juice.
Yeah, but
no,
that
I gave you orange juice,
Oh,
and that's different.
It's a
I'll-
closed bottle, maybe that will make a difference.
I'll let Luan drink a sip first, and then
Sure.
I trust Luan.
What, to die first?
Yeah. It's
He's a
kind of a messed
scientist.
up brain thing to
Yeah.
do.
He has like stuff, and then basically, Hendrik takes one of his pillows and like cuddles with one of his pillows.
He moves over to the door, leans out, and says, "Bring me a closed bottle of grape juice." Yeah, boss. And a few seconds later, he hands you the bottle. Luan, he hands you the bottle.
Open it. Take a sip.
Take a sip.
Oh no. Those are your characters lost dead.
It's your fault, Mr. Jan. It's fine.
Jan Hendrik kills Luan.
I trust him, so drink poison for me.
So glad you don't trust me. I don't want to die. I don't want to go out this way. So, thank you for that.
And Luan would do it for Jan, poor.
Poor baby.
Taste well, Luan.
Oh, yeah. No, this is actually quite high quality grape juice. And you could tell me about your vineyard. Yeah, it should be fine, Jan.
Yeah, it's imported
Okay.
all the way from Cape Town, so
That makes sense. I've had Cape Town's grape juice.
And then basically start drinking the.
man, you are thirsty. Okay, it's about yay big bottle, which is how many milliliters? 750.
750.
Yeah.
You chug that entire thing.
Yeah.
And it is fucking the best grape juice you've ever had.
This is nice. This is very, very nice.
You feel a lot better.
I'm just gonna get off the bed. Put the stuff back there.
You feel like you want to get more of this out, so like you still taste it. It's fucking, this grape juice is amazing.
I don't like you. But I would love to have 2 bottles.
Okay, we can organize that. Do you want 2 bottles tomorrow or tonight?
Maybe
I can deliver some bottles to you tomorrow.
you know, I'll take it tomorrow. Doesn't mean I'm still gonna kill you.
That's fine. That's what they all say in the beginning.
Yeah. You may continue your conversation. I'm just gonna chill here.
So, like I said, you'll all need to corner a vampire, or a kindred, as we call them. You're not strong enough to take him on by your own, but I do have some good news.
Okay.
I do have some good news. Elsie,
Yes.
I've got one waiting for you.
One what?
One kindred. If you want to turn, it'll be as easy as a snap of a finger.
Don't turn.
Turn into what? I have no idea what is going on.
Haven't you
I
felt?
Still feel like this is a fucking dream.
Okay.
He is a monster.
I don't know that. Like, he's only ever treated me with kindness. I am...
And amazing feelings.
Yes, but that's beside the point. Don't know what's going on. Don't know.
I want you to try and persuade Jan Hendrik to do something for you.
Oh, that's easy.
Jan Hendrik, I want you to try and not do what she says.
I have succeeded.
What do you want him to do?
It's up to you, Elsie.
I don't know why me. And also, you're not turning her into you.
Jan Hendrik,
Yeah.
that grape juice really looked good.
It was very, very nice. That's why I'm getting 2 bottles from this demon.
Could you maybe ask, what was his name, Seapool, for me, for a bottle? Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, just give me a... Oh. Okay.
After all shit, it's just like, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go, but just know you're not changing her. Tell me you're basically giving me like, and as he walks out like fucking
And as he walks out,
orange juice.
Henry looks at you and is like, okay, that was a really easy request.
Okay.
Maybe think of something you know he wouldn't want to do.
Okay. I haven't.
I love how he just said yes, and you told him not to.
Now, don't say yes. No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, Curry.
I'm pretty sure some of you have figured out what you can do already.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Doing some research.
You're doing some research. Haven't you figured out anything?
Do you think they want to figure these things out?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I'm pretty sure someone of your talents found it real easy to get information. Easier than normal.
I was actually. Here's the thing that was interesting. I had a lot of. I went to the hotel and I went to go have some coffee just to like deal with one of my stories, get some information, and the waitress was very forthcoming. It's also quite nice, you know, kept refilling my glass. Very talkative. I don't know if it's her personally, but that's something new.
It's all you. And that's just a smidgen of what you can do. Even though you didn't do it consciously.
Well, I do have a question actually. This brings me to a very important question. You know, I told you that I'd like come closer to him just to kind of like speak, and I speak a bit softly. You know, I told you I've been having food issues.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out why. But the problem is getting the right nutrition. So a bit of a problem, and I'm unsure as to how to tackle it. And I don't want to tackle it and cause problems. So what would you recommend?
Let me just quickly... I need to use my cheat sheet here, hold on. Well, it seems like your persuasiveness is what'll allow you to get the nutrition you need. Maybe if you can persuade them to give it to you willingly.
I did think of that. So, okay. Well, it just reinforces the idea I had already, but thank you for that. That does help. I might just talk to my very talkative and friendly waitress. Maybe that's
Lydia.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
her
the
name
thought.
is Lydia, by the way.
Lydia.
As the
Okay.
storyteller, her name is Lydia.
Mhm.
Yeah, talk to her. See what you can figure out. And has any one of you figured something out?
Yes. I asked Luan to help me with this. He said he might be able to create a pump that will extract blood from the animals on the farm. And I know more or less how much I can extract without killing them. So I'll be using animal blood.
Okay, that's good. But have you figured out your powers yet?
But I'm strong.
Or not your powers, but your abilities?
I'm very strong, and if I drink animal blood, I can talk to animals.
Huh? Yeah, that's one of the side effects. Doesn't usually last that long, though.
No,
Yeah.
it lasted long enough for Timothy the pig to freak Elsie out.
Oh, really, Elsie?
Disgusting motherfucker. Talking about his old balls. His big balls. It was so gross. I never want to look at that pig again.
And
Making
you,
the bacon.
and you, Luan, haven't you figured out something yet that you inexplicably did without knowing it?
I was slightly quicker. Let's say it like that. I had a goal I wanted to achieve, and it happened a little bit quicker than I think mortals should be able to move.
That's just a taste. Now, while he's gone, have any of you noticed any improvements on Jan Hendrik?
Well, I will say that he burned his hand and didn't even feel it. And the wound is actually now not that bad. He also crushed the glass very easily. Anger problems, maybe?
Okay, and Elsie? Did you figure something
What would I
out?
care to mention? Nothing that I care to mention.
All right. Oh, he's on his way, and the door opens, and Jan Hendrik.
Did I get the bottle?
Yeah, you did. You did manage to get a
Yeah.
bottle.
And then they basically tell me this is orange juice. This isn't orange juice. This is a lie.
This is grape juice.
No, I was talking to someone.
Oh.
Here's your grape juice. Oh, like, and by the way, she's not changing. No one's changing here. The only vampire is you. And I will make sure to put you in the grave. Also, you say tomorrow I'm gonna get the
I've
two bottles, right?
I've been there once. It's not a good experience. But
Jan, you
2
know
bottles.
technically we're all have vampires at the moment.
That's a good one, Marta. I'm here for jokes. And by the way, like, I just want to make sure that I do get my 2 bottles of grape juice.
You will do.
tomorrow.
You will get it.
Does he have his sword on him? Jan Hendrik.
He's got his sword on him, hidden beneath his jacket.
Jan Hendrik?
He's like walking
No.
straight up for a reason.
Posture is important.
Can I please hold your sword?
This is my family sword.
I have touched it. I just want to see like the engravings and carvings and stuff.
Roll me. Elsie, roll me charisma and persuasion.
Did I actually?
Hey.
I want you to roll
Okay.
me a resolve and resolve and insight.
Resolve an insight. Maybe here it is.
You
There
say
we
you,
go.
you do tell her you want to. It's your family sword, and you don't want her to look at it. But while you're saying it, it's as if you're automatically just taking it out and say, "Don't touch it."
Yeah, don't like. There's no way I will ever give you the sword and family heirloom.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's like a two-handed sword.
I do my best to like hold it.
You do drop.
Okay.
You do drop it slightly, and he's like,
Okay.
"But I don't know how you will feel if you do drop the
You can
sword
take
a
it back
little bit."
quickly.
Oh shit!
Take it back. There you go. There you go.
Wait, did I give you that?
Yes.
There we go, Elsie.
Yeah, but I feel like I tried something similar the other day and it didn't work. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay,
That's-
let me. Hmm?
That's still insane. He doesn't do that. He doesn't even do. He won't even let you read his books. Like these levels. These level like he's very specific in these things. It is quite insane that he just did that. He said no, and he still handed it to you.
No, I wanted to give her my sword.
You, you sure?
Yeah, like. I'm
But you,
just
you
giving.
said no. You literally said you would never hand her the sword while you handed her the sword.
Maybe trust is earned. You know, I was just being.
He looks at
Tell
one
me.
of. Yeah?
Yes, right.
No, go ahead.
Tell tell me when you guys are done. I'm just gonna stand outside.
Okay.
Please stay, Jan Hendrik.
The only reason I'm staying is not because I'm listening what you say. It's because you gave me two of those grape juice bottles.
Grape juice bottles. Okay, okay. I want to ask you a small favor, though. For the two, I'll throw in an extra bottle of grape juice.
I'm just not sacrificing someone, drinking someone's blood, changing into a vampire.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not. I just want you
Mm-hmm.
to relax
I'm
and
relaxed.
take a deep breath on the count of 3. 1,
No.
2, 3. As he takes in, you all see him take a deep breath, and you see like a flurry of motion, like a blurry motion. And when he finishes his breath, he yells out in pain as his, and I'm sorry for the player Santa,
Well,
as
Look at what it did.
but he has to know what's happening. I'm not going to make the sounds, but he has to know what's happening, what happened to his character.
okay.
You took a deep breath,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden you feel a sharp as fuck pain in your elbow. And you look down, and your arm is hanging at an angle. That's all I'm going to say from the elbow down. That's it. You're in pain. I know you're freaking out. I'm sorry. But
I'm not freaking out.
yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, will yourself to be healthy again. Fix that.
How the hell am I fixing this? Freaking hurts so bad. You guys are just standing there.
Pull it the
Holy
other
shit.
way. Pull it the other way. You don't. I know that's freaky. I know.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is he's just gonna break it back.
He's just gonna break it back. Roll me another rouse check. Well, it's a mend check technically.
Mend check.
Yeah. You break it back, and the pain is gone, and you've got full control over your arm.
Yeah.
You've got full control over your arm. It's as if nothing ever happened.
This isn't a joke. Don't use your dark shit on me.
I didn't fix you.
And he basically walks out and slams the door.
He can't handle the truth.
Now this is where you guys come in, and girls. You need to persuade him. I do understand that it's difficult for him to hand over his possessions to just anyone, but he handed it over to you. And you said, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's also a thing.
The big question is, Luan, will you let us?
Probably not.
Yeah, see, that is our current problem. He won't let us. I tried.
Not his choice. Then he doesn't have to do it.
So what is he supposed to do? Starve himself to death? Or are you
Ah,
just gonna keep feeding him grape juice and hoping that
Make
one day he's gonna
sure
figure it out?
that he will not have to.
God's biggest mistake. Free will, says Henry.
Of course you'd think like that. Free will is one of the most shittiest things, but also one of the most amazing things.
Well, if you get to my age, you know that it's all illusion.
Probably. But we have to believe in something, so why not free will?
That's fine. That's fine. But my
How old are
offers.
you, Henry?
How old am I? I am.
Exactly. In years. How long have you been on this earth?
I am 35.
On this earth.
Yes.
Years.
Yes. Roll me what's an insight. Yeah, what's an insight?
I'm not smart.
I'm sorry, that's an inside.
Everybody that
shit.
wants to roll a what's an insight.
Do we
You-
have to? Sorry, I saw.
Holy shit, she rolled like a...
I rolled 5 dice and I got a 6. And I'm at 10.
And you said, "Are you sure?" And all of you looking at him sees like a slight, as if his face is like when you say, "Are you sure?" on this earth, and he goes, "Yes," and you all believe him.
Okay.
You all believe
First,
him. He's slightly
feels like-
hungrier now, but you all believe him.
Using his power for his vanity. I
they want something they had to freak out.
No, he's definitely hungry, but you all do believe him.
Okay.
Hungrier, at least.
I have one more question.
Hmm.
When we find the other kindred, how will we know who to feed on?
I think something inside of you will tell you. Your instinct, your gut.
You didn't answer my question outside. Why aren't we like you? Why aren't we full vampires?
Oh, well, it's to do with the influx of our kind in an as of yet unexplored country. Or unexplored by our kind. And sometimes the weaker ones of us do feed, and they create you.
So you're also weak because Else is also one of us.
I did that on purpose.
Why?
Oh, you did.
What would be the goal of that?
I mean, if she was a vampire, she would have been dead by now. If Jan Hendrik is to be believed.
That is true, actually. No,
What?
that would have been very difficult, but most likely Elsie would have been dead.
Why? Wait, why would I have been dead?
If you're a vampire, you're his enemy. Your head would be off and you'd be an easy target. And if he can't do it, I most likely would have helped him to do it. It just... I understand the logic, Henry.
So, Luan, let me ask you a question. When do you want to kill yourself, now or later?
Oh,
Do you want Jan Hendrik to kill you, or are you going to do it yourself?
see, you misunderstand me. I don't care about being a vampire. That sounds cool. Very fascinating, can help with the whole blood magic and all that. But I have very high loyalty towards Jan. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to.
No, that's fine. That's not the problem. The problem is that he doesn't have to do that. But at some point, our reality steps into the mix where all of us, including him, and yes, you can keep him from himself, are this thing. And sooner or later, it's going to be a problem. So, does it become a problem when he inevitably, obviously, he's going after Henry already and he wants to kill him? And then when he wants to kill me or Marta or Elsie, what about you? Are you going to successfully be able to keep him away from the fact that you yourself are also one of these things? So you're going to hide both that he is one and that you are one. And at that point, does his loyalty lie to you? Will he just not kill you because you're a vampire? Because of loyalty? His whole thing is he needs to kill the vampires. And if he doesn't think he is one, and he thinks you're one, when is it going to end? Is he just gonna not kill you?
He probably will, and that's fine. Think of it like that. I am not a leader. I'm a follower. So, if he chooses...
Follow him off the end of the cliff
I've
for some
done it
grand tale.
before.
Okay.
Not him, but someone previously. I would follow them off the end. I was just lucky enough to be still here.
I will do my best to protect any one of us from him.
Good. But let us try and convince him.
Spoken like a true Bruja, he says. Spoken like a
I
true
mean, I
Bruja.
Mhm.
Is that one of the clans that you mentioned earlier?
Did I? Oh. And he realized that he said it out loud. It was like, yes.
So you know a bunch. You're just not really telling us. Are you gonna tell us when it's convenient? This is just like a little pieces of lore that you're saving.
I don't know what your interests are. I definitely know she's got the qualities of what we would call Ventru. Sorry, Toreador. I usually get those two mixed up. Ventru, we kinda don't want to say it out loud, but we kinda spit on them. They're all the high and mighty fucks. It's the first time you've ever heard him swear.
If I
Mhm.
the term Ventru, do I recognize something like that when I read, or at least for some high class vampire?
You remember reading about the upper class vampires, yes.
Oh.
But they were
Okay.
called a different name, and you can make that name up if you want to.
Oh, that's actually interesting. We did read about the upper class vampires.
I would like to
Um,
see this book.
Oh, it's wrong. It's so wrong. They thought there was 100 clans. At least I think I've minded to about 20, but I still feel some things are off. But no, no books for you unless Jan tells you're allowed to.
I mean, her beauty is definitely Toreador.
But the Triardo, the people with the roses. All they said is they were hyper attractive and charming.
Yes. Him, however, I don't know what he wants to be. Talking about Jan Hendrik. I don't know what he wants to be. And you, sir, you feel like a... Do we have two Toreadors in our midst? Potentially.
I have no idea what I'm actually going to be. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like,
If I
you're telling the storyteller now.
Like I'm telling the storyteller,
Yeah.
like very meta. I don't know what the hell I'm actually going to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do Toreador again. I might do Ventral, maybe. It just I like my stats are enough that I could play Toreador. I could play a Ventral. I could play Nosferatu. The only thing about a Nosferatu is I need to figure out a way that like is as easy as possible, because you can be you can have some very difficult interactions with people and difficulty going out at all.
Yeah, at night and all of that, yeah.
And, even just me being in my like newspaper house, it'd be a problem.
Yeah, as storyteller, he would be, Jan Hendrik would be Banu Hakim.
I will
It is a
say,
bunny. What?
Okay.
JJ, I think, honestly, like I said, like from the clans, just remember there is like the Ravnos.
Ravnos could
Gypsies.
work. Yeah,
Like, they're weird.
yeah.
They like manipulating illusion creation.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even know about this clan.
That's why I'm telling you, like the clans you've not really talked about is Salubri, which is the healing. They're very delicious. Ravnos, which is the gypsies. They
Yeah,
have,
but
like,
the
industry.
Salubri is very rare. Chances that the Salubri have sired him is 0. In this time in Bloem.
Yeah, like there's no way.
Yeah.
Also, the Ministry is technically also a clan that we now have. If you want to do that, it's that will make a story weird. But yeah, like
I kind of like it. You could dip into being like a little piece of shit. There's a vibe. Because I mean, he's like there is parts of my character that's a little slimy. I need to get back into doing that.
I mean, information brokers are Nosferatu, isn't it?
Information broken
Yeah.
on Nosferatu, so
Yeah.
that is fair, but it's just very difficult, and I don't know if I
Nosferatu
can
fit you, but physically maybe is.
That's the thing, the physical thing of like actually being able to go outside and like do stuff, especially because this is like early Bloom. There's not many places to hide.
Yeah. And I mean, if you show up one day and you look fucking ugly, guess who's gonna kill you?
Exactly.
Yeah, they have actually the most physical. That's the thing. Like their thing is very, very physical.
Yeah.
Like even the gangrel, they only eventually become men.
I'm liking Venture though. Venture could work. Venture being like getting into like the newspaper side of like selling stuff and going to Luan and just being like, we need to make money.
Being the king of something, that is.
King of the
That's
newspapers.
the king of the newspaper,
No
trying to be king of
information.
trade, king of information.
And then Marta can be the king of pigs.
My balls in a bird.
In the mud. I will also say, technically, it would be very Venture of you just sitting there and having a lot of Nosferatus running around for you. So.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
But
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Let's get back into the thing. There's a difficult road ahead of you. Some of you might take the decision a lot easier. Some of you might have to be persuaded. Some would say coerced, but I'd rather go for persuaded. And you are a science man, a man of science. I wonder, it could be a little strange, but there are ways to figure out what bit you, what turned you.
Ironically, I've been reading up on that. Though, it's a mixture of the occult and science, as you probably have guessed.
Are you talking about the knowledgeable people? Knowledgeable kindred? That have lots of books?
I am.
Interesting. Okay. He makes a note of not calling them out by name anymore. And how long will... Here's the question. How long will the facade last? How long until it's not a dream anymore, Elsie?
Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you for a lovely evening. Thank you for... Yes, I'm going to... I don't know. Someone needs to... I don't know. I don't fucking know. Good night. She walks to Henry and gives him a kiss on the cheek.
When you wake up tomorrow morning-
he grabs your butt, gives it a tight squeeze.
Okay.
I just like as she's walking out, I just say, when you wake up tomorrow morning, not much will change. Trust me, we've been through it.
Nothing changes for me anyway.
I just look at Martha and I'm like, we have a problem.
But as I said, I'm here to help in whatever way I can with the transition.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Our current problem, as you can see, is that there's only two people that fully understand where we are and are also on board with where we are. Making things very difficult, and I feel like it's making this thing go slowly. Now, from what we had a conversation the last time, and I asked you, what happens if you just don't eat? And from what it sounded like, sounds like you die. Now, I might be wrong, but that is a hell of a decision to make if you're going.
That's going to be the end result.
Well, how long do you actually have?
It all depends on what I'd like to call, or we'd like to call, the beast. That little voice inside your head that tells you to do stuff even though you don't want to. That little voice. We need to keep that at bay. And we only keep that at bay through nutrition, I believe you called it.
Yes, nutrition.
And Luan is just standing there going,
Yeah, I'm listening. But I think I'll probably go out and go find Jan Hendrik.
okay, let's just cut the camera to Jan Hendrik. Where are you off to? You left the room?
Yeah, Hendrik is basically just outside. Like outside the room. He's waiting for like Luan or
Oh yeah, you're just standing there like, okay, now I'm here.
yeah.
Mm.
It's got cold outside.
And funnily enough, you don't feel cold.
Yeah. It should be cold outside.
Because it's still February, so
It's not cold at all.
it's not cold at all. maybe it's the orange juice speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking orange juice.
Elsie joins you after a while.
Did you also get annoyed?
Sorry, I was muted.
Did you
I actually don't join him. I say goodnight, Jan Hendrik, and then just like walk off.
Oh, okay, bye.
And then a few minutes later, Luan walks out.
You done?
Yeah, for now.
Can you believe that guy? Fucking delusional. We will kill him. Me and you as a team.
Jan, let's have a conversation.
Oh, okay. About what?
You look at your arm. It's fully functioning.
Sure is.
Yes, after you broke it.
We don't really know. It could have been an illusion.
Oh no, it wasn't. We are sick, and I will say this again: we are sick. And I want you just to start realizing that.
But we can fix it, right?
I'll try my best. If we can't, there is ways for you to potentially do your job, even if you're a monster. But we'll talk about that. For now, I just want you to.
What do you mean? Monster. I thought like we were just like sick, like maybe like one of those fucking I don't know, a cold, you know? It's maybe like a worse one.
It's a very bad cold, but as I said, we'll try and fix it, don't we? But if we don't, I want you just to keep in mind that we may have to adjust your plan from plan A and B to maybe W.
But I'm not gonna. You know, I like we hunt monsters.
Yes.
One, I don't. I'm not gonna become one.
Eventually, probably will have to. But let's think. The best mob justice you've seen here was done by the most violent of conservatives. So think of that. They are a monster. They killed people, destroyed so many, hurt, murdered, and so on, and they were classified as monsters. But they were doing what's right. You saw what he did. He threw you across the room, broke your arm in a blink of an eye. We may need to upgrade you a bit for you to be able to do it. But I do believe we can. So that you'll be able to kill not just him, but every monster and every fucking prince and whatever is in the world without.
My thing is, Luan, this is like a dance. If you become one of them, it's almost like a masquerade. You need to be killed.
Agreed. But we can do it in the end after we've killed everyone. Because as I said, we are currently sick. And you are technically not human anymore. You saw Elsie. Though I will say do not trust her. She made you give up your sword. And don't even try with that bullshit like, oh, I meant to give it, but don't.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
The two of you remain in the room for a bit. Any questions or anything you've got to ask him, you can ask him.
If we track down the vampires and we can get one of them alone, would you help us in securing him or her? Or are you only going to help us once we've completed that process?
For a boon, I might be able to help you. For a
What type
favor.
of boon?
For a favor.
Favor. Okay.
Seeing as this is a big thing, it's not going to be a small favor. That's another thing you got to learn about our world. Favors don't come lightly.
What kind of favor? Or an example of such favor?
For example, and I'll never ask you to do this, but for example, if it comes down to it, and I'm being hunted by Mr. Vampire Slayer, I might ask you to hunt him first. But it will never come to that, because he will never hunt me. It'll never come to that. It's a big boon. It's a big favor. Or I could just ask you to defend me.
That I can do.
It might be something as hold him down while we force feed him a vampire. Lock him up for 4 or 5 days, put him in a room with another vampire. He'll go feral and he will devour the vampire. And then he becomes one. You know, it's a heavy boon. Because I'm going to go out of my way to track it and to try and immobilize it.
I understand.
Remember, this is the world of darkness.
It is.
There are things here that go bump in the night. The big question is, how hard will you bump back?
The other question I have is the sun. Once we are fully turned, how will the sun affect us?
Oh, you're gonna stay awake at night.
Okay.
And you'll be sleeping during the day. But I do have farm workers that'll happily help your farm during the day.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Consider that a freebie.
Thank you.
And Mr. JJ, you're so quiet. What are you writing there?
sports, we have a problem. A big problem. We have a very unwilling friends. And I see it as a very big issue to convince these people. I don't think they want to be convinced. Now, it could be a time issue, but as I said, there's only a finite amount of time you have. I mean, we have people that are so delusioned that they're fully ready and willing not only to kill themselves, but to kill everyone else for loyalty. I mean, it's a good thing. I respect it. But at the same time, I think it's quite dumb. I don't think you actually achieve much at the end of the day. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So with all that, how do I even begin to approach it? There's no point in worrying about where the other vampires are and how we're going to get them in a room so that we can feed on them. There is no point if you cannot get everyone else on board. Yes, we can force feed them, but I mean, 2 of us and then owing you a favor. And I'm presuming that you'd only do that maybe once, at max twice.
Well,
But with such unwilling...
so what you're telling me is we need to move from persuasion to coercion.
We might have to. They're not even willing to hear it out. I understand, maybe it's a weak constitution. Maybe they just cannot handle it. But it needs to be done. We are sitting here and we are wasting time trying to convince 2 people that don't want to be convinced, or even 2 people, 3 people really. We have 2 that don't want to understand, and there's 1 that understands but just refuses. Something needs to be done. I will not be spending
So,
the rest of my days.
with your intimate knowledge of Luan and Jan Hendrik, who will be the easiest? Let's say, will Jan Hendrik be easier persuaded if Luan becomes a fully fledged kindred?
No. The problem with Jan
What
Hendrik...
if Jan Hendrik becomes a fully fledged kindred? What will Luan do?
Well, the plan of action is if I had to choose between the 2 of them, I would personally go. I mean, if I could just open all 3 of them, I would go first for Elsie. But if I have to choose between the 2 of them, I'm forcing Jan Hendrik. Because if at least I can force him, then he's set down that path. It's easier to just pull Luan in. He'll be very upset about it because it's supposed to be his choice. But I can't get Luan to do this without actually commit, without having Jan Hendrik in the boat in the first place.
So you're thinking we need to focus on Jan Hendrik?
I'm thinking so, but it'll be difficult. It
But
also has like consequences, because what if it doesn't? It can work. You can get both of them, but that doesn't mean they're going to be cooperative.
And you say in the ideal world, Elsie would be first.
Elsie would be first. It's easier because it's if you're working, I'm working with Marta. That's at least I have someone. I can't fight. You can't go against both of them because they're both together, and the one is super stubborn, and the other one is super stubborn for different reasons. So you can start the conversation, but you cannot end it. You cannot even start the conversation because the minute it gets to, oh, you're talking about what I think you're talking about, it's done. he will just leave or he will get upset or something. And if you upset him, Luan's upset. If you go to Luan, Luan will be like, but such is life. And I've made my bed. I will stand here on the ship while it sinks. No, I do not need a lifeboat. I do not wish for one. I will die here. So there's no way I can do that. The only way I can do this is if you have. You could use Elsie. You could use like persuasion. If you gave Elsie, if you fade Elsie, which is easier because he already said, the warden said like, hey, I have someone. If you say it's done, that's the easiest. You don't even have to track someone down. That's a free one. I don't even have to owe you a boon. So first of all, you got one person that already is good. After that, if she works on persuasion, she might even be able to persuade him. It's just difficult. She might even be able to persuade Luan, but we don't know. But we have a chance. We have a way better chance if we have Elsie and not just me and Marta. Me and Marta right now, we are struggling. We are struggling. Nothing is working here.
I like the way you think. You're thinking outside the box and you're thinking about all the scenarios.
You
Do
have
you
to.
know of someone who can cast like a type of illusion? Then we can maybe have Jan Hendrik see something that is possibly not true, and that will like hide the fact that he's drinking blood from someone.
Well, that's not a bad.
Oh,
That
that is a little bit difficult. It's gonna
Okay.
require a lot of, what's the word you said? Nutrition.
Oh yes.
And the right type of nutrition.
Nutrition.
Yes.
It could work. It would be the easiest way, because in that sense, if we could pull this off, it'd be the easiest way to get him into this life and get over that hurdle, and you could still have the fallback argument of, but he did so willingly, which then takes care of your Luan problem. You don't want both of them to now be upset because we betrayed you and we shoved you down and forced you to drink. No one forced you, you did it yourself.
There's
So?
quite a cruel way of doing things that I've heard of back in the day. And I've mentioned it before tonight. Lock them in a room until their hunger overtakes them.
It works, but it doesn't fulfill it.
Let me put it to you this way. There's been cases where this has happened, and that Kindred has achieved great things. Terrible things, but great things.
Okay.
Because
Let's say we do that.
you kind of lose a lot of what makes you when you go to that. When you're forced into that position.
Oh, but that's this is quite cruel. Not my only problem. There's few problems with that, but the one that would be the most important to actually tackle it is that being shrewd in this case would be, how do we get Luan to not know what we're doing? We need to put him in a room in isolation without Luan suspecting a thing, and then when he comes out, he would be we need an excuse. We need an excuse for that. We need an excuse to come back. We need a way for it to be covered up so he doesn't actually find out the truth. Because the minute this thing dismantles and they figure out what we did, it becomes this big betrayal.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll start working on Luan. We don't have
Yeah.
to physically put him in a room.
Okay.
We don't have to
Sounds
physically put him in a
intriguing.
room. I will not share the plan, but I've got a plan.
I'll leave that up to you. I think Martha and I we can try to talk to Elsie. I don't know if it's gonna work.
But first we need to focus on Elsie. Luan's plan is a
Yes.
bit of a long-term plan.
Yes. I think we should let her sleep on it. She was
No,
way too rattled when she left here.
Definitely. I also think just to say, I think we should try and like I used nutrition when I spoke. I'm trying to speak very vaguely because at least in front of the others, not just for Jan Hendrik, just for everyone, until we actually try go and convince, it's best that we tread lightly around the subject. Because if we're standing here talking about how we're using and grinding and doing things to extract blood and stuff like that, we are being a bit too open, graphic and open, and then they're not ready. So talking about,
You could always just say food.
you can say food, but that's not a problem. It's just I always try and make it almost inconspicuous.
There
I guess.
is a group that refers to the human race as cattle. I'm not part of that group, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to be part of that group.
Yeah.
They want to feed the whole time, freely and openly. They love their cattle, as they say. So I'll get to, here's two parts of the plan. Short-term plan. I'm gonna get the lovely Elsie on board with a little bit more of a push than I intended. Maybe she's still in a haze because of what recently changed in her body, so she's probably struggling to figure everything out. But I can most likely get her on our team.
Mm.
Okay.
Luan's gonna take a while. Now the thing is, when do you guys want to jump in?
I'd like to jump in somewhat early, but I also don't want to. It's quite a mission to do it at this size already. There's two of us.
I mean, let's think of this. If we can get Luan, he'll have to hide that fact from Jan Hendrik.
Alright.
And that might actually get him to fall in line a bit more. Not fall in line. That might actually get him to
Be more open to the possibility.
be more open to the possibility of changing Jan Hendrik.
It would be quite a difficult feat, so yes.
I don't think so.
No, I mean more that quite a difficult feat to constantly keep up that facade.
Yeah, and that's why he's probably going to make plans. Bless you. That's probably why he's going to make plans to get Jan Hendrik on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really don't want... I really prefer the whole... Even though I said it's a bad thing, I really prefer the whole it's my choice.
I do. It makes it.
But sometimes you need... That choice needs a little push.
Yeah.
feel like we don't have time. We don't have enough time to let them sit and do whatever they want to do, and you know, just let it slowly build on them. It will take way too long, and that
Mm.
is not. It's not worth it. There's too many things to do. We're currently stuck. There's not enough chance to actually let it so that we can just sit there and wait for them to feel ready. At
Mm.
that point, I doubt they ever would be ready. They want to keep this as long as possible.
I don't.
So what?
I was really surprised that the two of you would take this so quickly. What persuaded you?
Well, for me, it was the um, portrayal of the strength I currently have. Like, I think I would want to be changed sooner rather than later so that I'd have more of a fighting chance against Jan Hendrik if he decides to go for one of us.
Okay.
I think. Well, first things first. You know, you had a one of your workers had an injury recently, and that caused them to, fall from the roof. And I saw Tiffany there, and she clearly did some mystical thing. And I think that opened my eyes to the fact that 100% there is some life that we are not seeing as regular people. And then after that, it was just, I mean, I was so sick and I felt terrible. And the next day I wake up and I'm fine. And not only I'm fine, I'm great. I'm as great as I could be. And I don't know, it just, it made sense. A lot of it made sense. The food wasn't right. There were so many things that just, it's harder to explain being a person and being normal and everything else that is weird versus the thing that's currently in front of me. The teeth also helped a lot. I mean, even after that first meeting, I wasn't entirely convinced. The thing that solidified it was I was sitting at my desk as I usually do, and I had my newspaper boys come in, and I was very hungry. And they started looking very delicious. And I didn't like that. But it also meant that that is not something that you can explain away with the regular, oh, I was sick before, or the food is bad and there's a bad harvest or something. There's no way to explain that. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly start having cannibalistic tendencies. It makes no sense. So the thing that's in front of you, that you don't want to believe, has to be the truth.
That makes sense. And I do get that you're kind of afraid for your life because Jan Hendrik is quite the unpredictable, stronger than he realized type of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he made up some lie about what happened tonight to his arm.
100%. 100%. There's always
It's a comfortable truth, yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of almost respectable in a way. Like it's shocking how you're able to explain it away, even though it clearly doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's beautifully innocent of him, I guess.
Mm.
And unfortunately, when that happens, some of that innocence will be lost.
Hard thing to swallow. You don't want to be the cause of that. I don't want to be that person. But at the same time, the rest of the other option just, I'm not gonna let someone die just because they're stubborn.
Can I tell you something that I wish I knew before I was sired or turned?
So
wish I spent a lot more time in the sun, appreciating the beauty that the sun gives to the world. Right now, it's a world of darkness for me. Everything is a shade of black.
Well, the sun also gives you dark skin like mine.
Okay,
I spend most of my days in the sun at the moment.
of course, but yeah. So, appreciate the sunlight while you can,
Will do.
and appreciate the innocence of the world around you. You've touched the darkness a little bit. And the moment you're fully embraced by it, you have to hold on to those core innocent memories, lest you become a beast. And on that heavy note, I'm going to ask you to leave,
Of course.
because I need to nutritionalize a bit.
Understood.
Tonight was quite taxing.
Yes, I can imagine. You had the whole crowd looking at you, so I understand.
Yeah, and what I did to his arm didn't come lightly.
Uh,
You'll know what I mean once you're there.
Okay.
I'll
I
have
hope-
yeah.
I hope you have a pleasant evening.
I always have pleasant evenings. Sometimes they're more pleasant with Elsie, but I always have pleasant evenings.
Elsie also always has very nice things to say about you.
Oh, I believe she does. And I'll get Sipu to escort you out,
Thank you.
because I don't want you to see how I do things, how I nutritionalize.
I understand.
Of course. And he opens the door, calls over Sipo. Sipo comes and walks you outside, and he will keep on walking with you until you tell him not to.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'll walk down the road and then with you. So if you want to talk on the road, you can tell him to fuck off.
I think once we're at the gate, we'll tell him we're fine
Okay.
going forward.
All right. Okay, Rachmis. Okay, boss. Turns around and he walks back.
Okay.
It's about 9 o'clock at night. Let me just do that quickly. And do that. Boom. So where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Well, I'll be going to my farm. But on the way, I'll tell JJ that we have a lot to think about.
I'm already thinking about it now.
Yeah.
You have to tell me what your idea is. Because if we're going to do this, and we're doing it in that order, I'm going for Elsie first. You know her best.
Yes.
So, I don't want to do anything without you okaying everything, and I would rather have you come up with whatever your idea is, because I'll just taking shots in the dark.
I understand. I was thinking of leaving Elsie to think about it tonight. And then tomorrow morning, maybe try explaining why she could hear the animals. Like, show her the vial that Tiffany gave me. And then have her just give her a drop of it to see how she reacts. If she wants to.
Show her teeth as well.
That can also work.
Just if she's able to sit there and have that conversation with you and she doesn't walk out, I mean, that's a big step. There's
Yes.
quite a few things that's undeniable evidence. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, tell me how that goes. That's a good foot in the door,
Yes.
and then we
I
can see
like
from there.
your I like your idea of maybe starting with the teeth first.
Mm. It's something that's like it's something that's points to it, but it's not the strongest thing. So
Yes.
it's not, once you start with that, if you pull out a vial of blood, she might freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
No one wants to just discover that they've been eating something strange that they wouldn't normally ingest.
Well, we ate raw meat this afternoon, and I told her about that. I just didn't tell her what I put in the sauce.
That is interesting that
Yes.
she was weirdly okay with it. But yes, the raw meat, the blood, and the
Kept
fact that you
eating.
could, the fact that you hearing the animals also.
Yes. But I think
So,
that's only because we're using animal blood
mm,
instead of human or whatever else is out there.
I did not hear animals speak, but I'm quite sure I had human blood.
Yeah.
And with that, you guys part ways. He goes to the paper. You go into the farmhouse.
Have a good night.
And what's going through Elsie's mind at the moment?
I actually wrote down. So Elsie is usually in control. Everything she's like ever done was her choice. She made those choices. It was her decision. And like I'm sure she understands what's going on, and I'm sure like she or has an idea of like vampire, but they took something away from her, like, or Henry at least, like took that decision and choice away from her. So she's pretty much in Martha's house in her room, locked herself in the room. She's just reading through old letters from her parents and literally just crying herself to sleep.
Okay. And what are you two talking about on the way and in the house? Luan and Jan. Jan Hendrik.
I don't know. Like I think Jan will be quiet, most likely thinking. I don't know if Johan wants to say something.
Probably not. He understands that Jan needs to process. So he's also just walking, looking at the stars. Every now and then taking out a notebook and just writing stuff. And then just quietly walking.
But if they do get home, and they maybe split, like the one goes where, Jan Hendrik will definitely go to a library, and you get like this board type thing, and you have like a piece of like any type of research you can get on like old vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has like the cross taped to the board,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically all the staff's names, which basically holy stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then he has like basically like why does he has the obsession with us, and then the thing that he did with that he broke my arm. He also has something written down and question mark how could he do that, and then a question mark on um, the water supply. Why would he like give water to people? And then he will basically be doing reading books and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Roll me a D100.
D100.
Okay, thank you.
Why is it always like when I roll on your stream or on your games, I roll very low. But
Full of
if
Cthulhu
I
now.
if I roll Cthulhu, I always roll cock high, which is
Mm.
like this is actually good.
Bad luck is still bad luck, no matter the system.
And Luan, you're leaving him to his things.
Yes, Luan will be going down. And go sit on his bed, cross-legged. He's then actually going to remove like a book, but he is storing beneath his bed, like wrapped, and he opens it up, and he's actually going to look at it. And it's like a bunch of like different writings and stuff like that. It has like a 7-point star at the front. And then
Sort of
he's
like a ritual book.
yes.
Mm.
A book that he's yes.
That he got from his past.
Yes.
That he
And
might have stolen. We don't know.
Yes, you guys don't know.
Yeah.
But he will actually then go to a specific page because there's all these things underlining that he never understood of certain ingredients in this book. That they kept talking about vitae, and he didn't know what the fuck vitae was. And it wasn't always there, but sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's now actually going to then do one of rituals where he has like a little bowl, a little rock in it.
Mm-hmm.
Going to drip some of his blood on it, and the blood's slowly going to go into the rock, and parts of it's going to become transparent, but not all of it. It's not done yet.
Okay, is that your goal?
My goal is to start. If you wonder, you can actually see it's the only ritual I have on my character sheet, but he will be creating a bloodstone, just seeing if it works.
Oh.
So he's slowly gonna just slowly see if it works and seeing like, oh, okay.
Oh. You're gonna create a bloodstone. You're gonna try and create
Bloodstone.
a bloodstone. That is
3 nights needed to do it.
that is amazing. Let's see here. Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be interesting to see how you're going to test that one out.
Yep.
Mm.
We'll see.
We'll see. And what are you doing at the newspaper? At the office?
You start by like just taking his notes and basically just writing his story, which is cool because it's basically easy in the sense that he's able to. It's all basically done for him.
Yeah.
There's not much work there. A lot of the buzz and everything was just created beforehand. It's
Mm.
like a slam dunk. So he does that, and now he's sitting, and now he's just kind of gonna see if he can do some research on his own.
Mm.
Obviously, he doesn't have access to like the books that Jan Hendrik has or anything like that, but he wants to see maybe you can find something in terms of what this is and who maybe they talked about clans, they talked about powers, they talked about all this stuff. He wants to find out like what is this? What does this mean? Is there any information or anything like that on those types of things? Is there a bit more of vampire that doesn't just sound like it's from a fairy tale or like some story,
Roll
but like
me-
something
Roll me a D100.
a D100.
Mm.
That's the one with the double zeros, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. All these flippin' plot hooks and everything that can pop up won't pop up now. Fuck. And what is Marta doing for the rest of the night?
Well, Marta will go in and see Elsie's doors closed, and then just say, at the door, just say, "Good night, Elsie. I hope you sleep well."
You can hear like muffled cries.
Do you want
Amazing.
something to drink?
No, good night. And then that's all.
And then you're going to bed.
Yes.
All right. The night passes, and Jan Hendrik, your dreams are filled with your family and you hunting together. And then at some point, you're hunting alone. And you find yourself in some clearing on the veldt, and it's dark, and you've got your campfire next to you, and you keep on putting logs on the fire. But no matter how many logs you put in, the darkness slowly encroaches you. The circle gets smaller, and the fire is bright, but it doesn't seem enough to keep the darkness at bay. So, what started off as a good dream turned into a futile one. Elsie, you're dreaming about your parents' house, but it's one of those dreams where you know it's a dream, and you feel sad while dreaming it. You dream about the lazy Sundays, family dinners. You dream about what an innocent time that was. And you're having a Sunday family dinner, and you look down at your plate to eat, and then once you pick up a piece of meat with a fork, you look up, and you're alone at the table. Marta, your dream. You are taking on lions, and you're fighting the ever-living fuck out of them. You are fighting, and at some points in the dream, you know that those dreams where you recognize them, but you don't know who the hell they are. At some points in the dream, there's people along next to you also fighting. And it all happens in the dark. But you're fighting lions and monsters.
Okay.
JJ, your dream is actually a very, very good dream. You're dreaming that you own the world's newspapers, and you're at the head of everything. You're the guy people come to for information. You're the guy that has stories on everyone. You're the guy, and people adore you just for that simple fact. Luan, your dream is back in the past. And you're pretty sure that what you've done tonight, you've seen done there. By someone. And now that you think of it, in your dream, you did receive a stone, like a sort of a gemstone, in your dream. Just before you left, you found sort of like a gemstone that someone gave you. And with that, the camera fades out as the moon shoots through the sky, and you hear, as if affected by certain beast blood, and that is the end of the episode.
Solid.
Thank you.
Brava, it was good.
Now
Damn
should
it, man, I
say-
couldn't end it on a dark
Very
note. I
big.
couldn't end it on a dark note. Not yet.
But it's time. It's starting.
It
It's
started.
already, the betrayal is so
Dude!
early.
Dude, the thing is like, everybody's like, they just turned around like, okay, so how are we gonna do this?
How are we gonna? I love that. That's something I love from you, Jono. Is that like?
To do that. I had to do it because everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna walk out. Oh, no. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna sit here for the next 3 months in a real life doing this if we're gonna wait for people to feel like doing it. So fuck this. Let's get slimy. Let's be a little bastard.
The thing is, I do agree. It's a story about technically monsters, and
Yeah.
it's a good story.
And, well, tonight would have been the night where, even if it didn't happen as it did, it would have been the night where he would have started pushing. Yeah, the main purpose of the end of the night at the place, at the warden's farm, was for him to get you guys to
Start doing
it. Yeah.
Okay.
the fact that it was so open with Elsie was like shocking.
Yeah.
Poor Elsie. Poor Elsie.
Yeah.
Poor Elsie.
She is in a state.
Poor
Do you
Elsie
mean-
and poor Jan. They're made for each other in the rejection of their realities.
That's the one thing they have
Choose
in
to
common.
believe in the real world. Delulu till I die.
I want to live till I die. No more, no less.
Where are you?
Exactly.
No, I'm so sorry.
So yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
What an interesting twist.
Development.
Mm.
You know, the last time we played, we actually started off as friends. No, like this betrayal started way earlier.
I had to get my kid back. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You need to get your betrayal, like I said, like it makes sense.
Jeez.
Plus, as Steve said, we cannot just wait here forever.
Yeah, I mean,
Going
generally,
to be
like
really-
the whole vampire thing is you're being basically violated.
Yep.
Mm.
And then what you do with that makes you your vampire character. I just don't want... Yes, my big thing is, Jan, I love your hardkoppigheid, nee. Maar for fuck's sakes. The moment someone turns and you kill them, I'll be like, okay, wait.
This is the thing. That's why I also sat there thinking so hard because I'm like, you know what? The problem with you is such a fucking dick that like you'll be like, I am my character. We will kill you now. Or you're like, you know what? At least if there's one less vampire in the world. And then you're like, dude, why? Not again. You know?
Yeah, not again. Yeah.
Not again.
That's why I'm trying to protect Jan's.
That's why I'm like, we needed to make him think it was his idea.
That's so fucked up.
He needs to think it's his idea because he doesn't think it's his idea. He's gonna do something drastic. We need to fix this.
We're on the
like
same page. I love it. That's why I also was like, monster fight monster, monster fight monster. You can eat other vampires. Just don't fucking kill yourself.
Jesus.
I think that's where Martha and Elsie differs. Elsie feels like something's been taken away from her, and Marta feels like something's been given to her.
Mm.
I mean, you lifted up a cow.
Yep.
It makes sense. You were able to be like, oh shit, you know?
That's the tip of the iceberg. Poor Elsie. Yeah, the thing is, I understand Elsie. Oh, shame, poor Elsie. It's gonna be. I hope it doesn't cause a rift between you two as well. Kitty.
Well, nobody can see the kitty, so it's okay.
But like, I most likely there is a chance that Jan Hendrik is going to kill.
Not on our watch. Don't worry. We're gonna gaslight the shit out of you.
We have to.
We
keep
have
all
to.
alive.
I mean, it would be easy for Elsie just to turn. She'll just continue her work during the night.
That's the thing. Elsie would
Like
be
the least affected. Yeah, she's like the least affected by it actually.
Yes.
And it makes her job easier, not gonna lie.
Remember
persuasion.
the beroep, what's beroep, the career that Elsie is in, like, that was obviously not 100% a choice that she had.
Mm.
And since then, everything that she's done, she has chosen to do. Not taking something so, like, sacred to her, something that she has no control over, and then being like, oh no, it won't affect you at all, or it won't, like, it doesn't make her choice, doesn't make it, like, easier for her.
Especially with Henry, who you fought actually cared about her, which it doesn't somewhat, but it's a betrayal.
Henry cares about
Yeah.
you. You know that.
You
Well,
know.
like Jan is definitely gonna kill Henry. Like that is actually like
Is that his thing?
that is like the one final show off between like Jan Hendrik and fucking Henry. But they're all both of them start with.
That's another thing, eh?
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm trying to push this thing forward because the longer you give him, the more he's gonna work at trying to kill Henry. So if you can turn him quick, Henry can leave because Henry wants to leave. So if you could turn him faster, then Henry can just gone. And there you go. You can't kill him because he's not here.
That's the thing.
And we got a territorial thing. You're not just wandering around as a vampire.
You see, the problem is Henry can't leave until you're all there.
Yeah. But you don't want to take too long because he's planning to kill Henry.
I'm
Regardless.
gonna start doing research.
Yeah.
He's gonna finally read the books.
That's basically the idea.
Yeah, because technically Jan Hendrik is quite intelligent. If I'm correct, your intelligence is the same amount as mine. It's just you don't use it.
Yeah, I have 4 in intelligence.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
as
his
mine. You
intelligence.
don't
His
use it.
intelligence is more to do with fighting.
Yeah.
He's an intelligent
Battle
fighter.
strategy. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
It's going to be.
Marta's current desire is to be a true kindred.
Like, this is almost like a normal, farm woman that basically she's like bored with what she does, and then she gets like something interesting, and it's like, I could be so much better.
She can lift 2 bins.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of people.
See, that's the thing. I think it's like Big Boon protect you from Jan. I was also like, shit, nope, that is not gonna be a good combination.
Think about it. Do you know how much money you can make just challenging these men to like a arm wrestle or something?
Yep.
Get rich on that.
She probably already can beat most of them.
Because then you're thinking small. I'm gonna use my little venture business mind right now. She can beat them in arm wrestle and destroy their ego, and then Elsie can lift it back up, and there you go. Now we're getting rich, baby.
Damn.
One house.
Like a true Ventru, who cares about
Like a
the
true-
people
exactly.
underneath the fucking...
Exactly, it's about the paper. That's what it's about. It's about the coin. I'm trying to make the balloons, my boy.
You blue blood.
Oh. Trying to make the balloons.
There we go. There we go. And just a quick thing, thank you everybody for joining. We are going to switch over to the Patreon thing right now, so that's a little bit more behind the scenes, where we generally just talk shit and wind down for a bit. But thank you everybody on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube for watching, and we'll see you next time. Tomorrow night with a new Remnant game.
Yes.
Yes, yes. All right.
Good
Bye.
night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.